Trigger warning. The following podcast contains content that may be deeply disturbing. You will hear first-hand accounts from parents and family members who have lost children to filicide, the murder of a child by a parent or caregiver. These stories are raw, emotional, and shared from the perspective of those who have lived them. They include details of unimaginable loss, system failures, and trauma. Please take care while listening. If at any point you need to pause, stop, or step away, we understand. Welcome to Voices Against Filicide. I'm your host, Hope Hooton, a mother who has walked this journey and an advocate turning my pain into purpose. This podcast sheds light on filicide cases, statistics, who these children were, and the advocacy being done in their honor, and so much more. Together, we speak the truth, honor their lives, and fight for change. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to honor two of the brightest lights I've ever known, my children, Alec and Lydia. Alec with his love for Pokemon and his kind heart, and Lydia, full of joy and her love of unicorns. They were more than my whole world. They were joy in human form. Their laughter, their hugs, their imaginations, all of it lives on in me and in this podcast and in the work I do every day to protect children and spread awareness. This podcast is for them. It's for every child whose voice was silenced too soon. Alec and Lydia, you are my why, and I will never stop fighting in your name. Thank you for joining me today, and let's get right into today's episode. Welcome back to Voices Against Filicide. I'm your host, Hope Hooton. Today, we are traveling to the quiet town of Brooklet, Georgia, a close-knit community in a rural suburb where life tends to move slowly and neighbors know each other by name. But in May of 2025, this peaceful town was forever changed by an unthinkable tragedy. This episode is about a little girl named Emily Grace, a 9-year-old with bright, shining spirit. Emily was kind, and she was the kind of person who filled every room with light. She had the most joyful smile and the biggest heart and personality, full of laughter and sass and imagination. Emily loved dancing and singing and being silly with her friends. She had a special love for animals, and she loved the outdoors. She thoroughly enjoyed playing Roblox. She was dramatic in the most enduring way. Already a bold personality at just 9 years old, she was looking forward to entering 4th grade this upcoming school year. And she loved her school, her friends, and especially her family. Emily was deeply loved, and the world lost a huge light when her life was taken too soon via filicide. Her mom, Courtney, and her family are navigating through something no one should ever have to face. They've described their grief as a nightmare they cannot wake up from. And as a parent that has also gone through the journey of losing children to filicide, this is an accurate representation. The amount of pain that we face when a child is taken via filicide is unimaginable. The amount of pain is unwavering. I can't even explain it in words. I understand there are no words for the depth of this kind of sorrow. All we can do is honor Emily, speak her name, and share her story and fight for change in her honor and for every other child that has been lost via filicide. To my listeners, please keep Emily's family in your prayers, especially her mother, Courtney. No parent should ever have to bury their child, and no parent should ever make those decisions after such a tragic loss. Let me be clear, this is not just a personal loss. This is a community loss. Brooklet has been shaken to its core, and we must keep the first responders, the coroner, the funeral home director, every person who was on the EMT team that day, police officers, the dispatcher, everyone. Keep them all in your prayers. This is not something that you can walk away from. It is something that haunts your dreams every single day. It is something that you will never get over. I can tell you from the police officers and first responders that arrived on scene in my filicide case with Alec and Lydia, they were devastated. Our police department in Surprise, Arizona even gave the first responders and police officers on scene the rest of the week off to make sure that they could have time with their family and deal with what had just happened. Remember, these are people too. They are going through a tremendous tragedy, through a tremendous trauma. So please pray for them as well. Now I'm going to talk about the story of what happened. It's never easy to say these words, but to honor Emily's memory, we must speak the truth. On May 27th, Emily was spending time with her biological father during a visit. That day ended in unthinkable horror. The local police, with the help of a nearby person walking by, saw two people in a vehicle that were unresponsive. This person called the police. After talking with them, the police and first responders on scene came to the vehicle. They found both Emily and her father inside a locked truck in the parking lot of a local park. Could you imagine walking by and seeing two bodies, two people in a vehicle, and knowing something was wrong? This person did the right thing by calling 911. The police finally got inside the vehicle and found both Emily and her father had suffered fatal gunshot wounds to the head. Emily's father had murdered her and then turned the gun on himself. The pain this left behind is beyond words. Filicide is a word that no parent should ever have to deal with. Yes, we should know what filicide is, and that's why I'm sharing this podcast and spreading awareness. But no parent should ever have to deal with filicide head on. It's a word that we can no longer ignore. On June 3rd, 2025, Emily Grace's family and friends gathered to remember her. They had to say their goodbyes. The service was filled with love and heartbreak because no child should ever be laid to rest before their parent, especially in this manner. Now it's your turn as my listeners. Here's your call to action and to support. In the aftermath of the tragedy, Emily's family is working to navigate grief, loss, and the practical burdens that come with something no parent ever plans for. There is currently a GoFundMe campaign in place to support Emily's mom, Courtney. With funeral expenses, ongoing needs, anything that you can do will be helpful. Any remaining funds will be used to honor Emily's memory through a scholarship fund for future SEB graduates. SEB was Emily's local community school. Emily loved her school and her classmates deeply, and her aunt is a dedicated teacher of 16 years at that school district. She is helping lead that effort to give back to the community that rallied around them when they needed the support. If you feel moved to help, please consider donating. As a mother who has lived through this aftermath of losing my own children to filicide, I can tell you, no one thinks they'll ever have to plan a funeral for their children. No one thinks about life insurance for a child, and no one should ever have to do it alone. It takes a village. So please, find in the show notes the GoFundMe link and go look at Emily Grace's beautiful photo and help keep her legacy alive by donating to the GoFundMe in honor of her. Here are some mental health resources. If you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts or mental health issues, please know that help is always available. You are not alone. We love you. Call or text 988 to connect with a trained counselor 24/7. You are not alone. There is always someone ready to listen and ready to help. I want to let you know my personal experience with 988. I called this number when my husband and I were going through the divorce process at the very, very beginning. It was the first night that I had decided that I was going to file for divorce. I was sitting on the bathroom floor and I needed to talk to someone. It was like 2 a.m. and I was Googling who I could talk to. So I called the 988 phone number. And you know what? At 2 a.m, somebody picked up the phone, listened to me cry, and explained my situation, and gave me helpful resources that I could use to move forward in my journey. So please, the phone number is free, the text is free, use it. Thank you so much for joining me on Voices Against Filicide. If this episode moved you, please share it, because every story shared is a step toward awareness and another life saved. To learn more, support our mission, or share your own story of filicide, please follow us and connect with us at our community page at voicesagainstfilicide.odoo.com or follow me on social media at Hope in the Pain. Until next time, be kind and always abound in hope. On the next episode of Voices Against Filicide, we share the story of a young boy named Jaden Spicer, whose life ended far too soon. With the same compassion and care we bring every story, we'll take time to remember who Jaden was, the joy he brought to those around him, and the devastating reality of his life being taken too soon. But Jaden's story is different. His life was stolen not by his father, but by his mother. And unlike so many of these cases, she is still alive. Please join me as we honor Jaden's life, explore the painful truth of his story, and continue shining a light on the voices of children gone too soon, on Voices Against Filicide.